Welcome, my name is Peter Strong and I'm a professional psychotherapist, and I offer online help for agoraphobia and other anxiety disorders that may be affecting the quality of your life. I offer online therapy, which is of course very convenient if you're suffering from agoraphobia. The style of therapy that I offer is called mindfulness therapy, and this is a very practical, hands-on approach that gives you tools that you can use between therapy sessions to progressively overcome your agoraphobia. So mindfulness therapy consists of a combination of two important aspects. The first is designing a series of progressive challenges. That's very important, of course, that you try to face your fears and not simply give in to them. But you need to do this in a progressive way, starting simple and then progressing to more difficult challenges. The other part of this approach is to do training before you do any kind of exposure challenge. You need to prepare yourself so that if anxiety gets triggered, that you will have trained such that anxiety will dissipate or resolve itself on the spot, in the presence of the particular triggers that trigger the fear or anxiety or panic attacks. So we train beforehand, and we do this by developing a very different quality of relationship to our anxiety, and this is the hallmark of mindfulness therapy. The real problem is not so much the anxiety itself, but our reactions to that anxiety. We tend to develop patterns of fear-based reactions to our anxiety and other emotions that tend to feed that underlying anxiety and stop it resolving itself. So during the preparation step before a challenge, you actually will be learning how to meditate on your anxiety. So you would play through the scene of perhaps walking around the block or whatever challenge you decide to start with. You look for the anxiety that gets triggered in your mind, and then you change the way that you relate to that anxiety. And the most important thing is not to become identified with the anxiety, to see the anxiety as if it was a visitor or simply an object in the mind. And we can learn to develop balance in relationship to that object. So you can sit with your anxiety without becoming anxious. That's the most important first step in the training before you do any challenges. The second step is to respond to that anxiety with a quality of friendliness and compassion. This also is a vital part of the mindfulness approach. Mindfulness is this combination of consciousness and friendliness. Friendliness is immensely powerful in overcoming fear. So you could think that of the fear emotion itself as being like a child. It feels isolated, it's scared, and what does it need? The most important thing it needs is to feel connection with its parent. The parent is not afraid. During our meditation on our anxiety, we establish this kind of internal parent, which we call our true self, it is not afraid. It is able to establish a relationship with the anxiety that is not based on fear, but based on compassion. This is exactly what the fear needs in order to resolve itself. And that is what we call the true self, little self alliance. So when people are stuck in patterns of anxiety, it's because that the alliance is missing within. So building that is essential. And there are many other things that we do during the training before each challenge session. But that's a taste of mindfulness therapy. It is very, very effective indeed. And most people see significant improvements after 3 or 4 weeks of practicing the techniques that I will teach you. So if you're interested in online help for your anxiety and your agoraphobia, do please send me an email and let's schedule a therapy session via Skype. Thank you.